Colin Patterson joins us, Stanley Cup champion, Sabres Flames alum. I really miss this guy. How you doing, Patter?
Excellent, Rod. How are you?
Good. Do they not have like a Colin Patterson brew? Can you hear us? You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Perfect, man. Yeah, I got
betcha.
you.
Yeah, they don't have one yet. Yeah, they couldn't just make one can of it. So, yeah, they don't have that beer yet.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. I was going to say I'd drink it, but wait a minute. No, I wouldn't. No offense. You understand, Patter. Hey, I got a lot to get to with you. I got a lot to get to with you. I saw that you were just down south with the Flames on were they calling it the Mentors trip? It looked like a hell of a time. Everybody else calls it a dad's trip. The Flames called it a Mentors trip. Tell me about it.
Yeah, the dad's trip was great. Lots of fun. You know, obviously the majority of guys brought their dads. Some of the dads couldn't make it. So Jordan Osterley brought his grandfather. We had a couple of guys. Markstrom brought his brother Tim, and then who else? DeSimone brought his brother Phil. But a great time. Lots of fun, and it's really interesting to see the dads. You know, you're expecting them to talk about their kids, but they don't. They're talking about the game. You know, they're asking Lanny and I a bunch of questions and listen to our stories, which I'm sure put them to sleep at night. But it was really fun. And they're the same as any dads at any team. You know, when their kids are getting ready when the boys are getting ready to go to the games, they're telling them, work hard, do everything you can, make sure you're giving it out every shift and sign every autograph.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mentors is the proper word then. But you had some pretty good games, too. Talk about that.
Yeah, we had great games. They played in Phoenix, which was really neat, playing in that Mullet Arena. Now, the Mullet family was a big supporter of Sun Devils hockey. It's not like the mullet hairstyle. So that'll hopefully clarify that for some people, especially from Winnipeg, who can now get rid of the hairdo. But after the Princess Auto naming of the stadium, that's good news. Because in Winnipeg, when we played, it was a Winnipeg Arena, the Winnipeg Stadium, by the Winnipeg Velodrome, near the Winnipeg Mall, which was pretty close to Winnipeg Bowling Alley. So it's good somebody stepped up to name some stuff there. But the Mullet Arena was great. It was, 5,000 seats, and, there's not a bad seat in the house, and it's a really well-designed rink. It's not like the old Corral where it's an old rink. It's new. It's for university hockey, so it's top notch, and it was really good. It was really neat to see it. With about 3 minutes left, we decided we'll go down and meet the team on their way in, coming off the ice, because it was pretty apparent they were going to win. So in 3 minutes, there wasn't a whistle in those final 3 minutes, and we were able to make it down and get lined up to celebrate the guys coming in. So that was fantastic. Vegas, it's a pretty neat spot, as people well know. It's not a secret anymore. But that rink is a lot of fun. They put a lot of energy into that rink. Just the showmanship of the game itself was fantastic. And, the fact that the Flames won was pretty interesting. It was great. It made the trip, that much better. But it was interesting because with about 9 minutes left, we're going, should we make our way down? And we said, it was 3-0 at that point. Then Vegas scored. We said, well, maybe we better wait. Don't want to put a jinx on anybody. But when we did leave, it took us like about 20 minutes to get down to the dressing room. The guys were already dressed by the time we got down there. One small, misstep on the elevator, and, you're down a couple of levels. So it was a great time. The team treated us royally, and it was very, very neat. It's great to see. I'm going to ramble on for a minute, but it's great to see the dads get a look at the inside of what goes on, on a road trip. It's not just fun and games. There's the seriousness of you got to win, and the preparation that goes into it. We were able to sit in on, the regular meeting, the power play meeting, the penalty killing meeting, which is very interesting. And it's, amazing the technology they have now to line everything up. They're not putting VHS tapes in like they did in the old days, or just, drawing it on the board. They've got everything going, and it's well done. And, the guys do a lot of homework on it, the coaches.
Kudos to them for doing that, and Husk for allowing them to be part of it. I don't feel like every team does that. Or do you know if they do?
I think a lot of teams do, but I don't think it's as open as what Husk makes it. And and I mean, it's when you can sit in one of those meetings, it's very interesting, and you feel very lucky and fortunate. I think all the dads did. All the dads were sitting there watching and taking notes in. And when we got upstairs, for the game, the guy said, "Yeah, I remember seeing that on the video of what that other team's doing, whether it was Phoenix or Vegas."
I saw you tell me about this. A video. It must have been the Flames video of the fans greeting the bus after the game. Lanny. What was that all about? You guys are going crazy.
Yeah, it was great. That was after the Vegas game, and there's a group of people there. Obviously a lot of people from Calgary go down to Vegas to watch the game, but there's also a bunch of fans from all over that want to go to Vegas who are Flames fans. So there's a big group, cheering and chanting the guys as they came out, keep going to the bus. So it was really neat. And I mean, in Phoenix, I would say that probably 40 to 50% of the fans there were Flames fans. I had some friends there, and I said, "Oh, I'll see you for sure. You'll be standing out, with a red jersey on." Well, there was a lot of red jerseys, so it was really good. And when the Flames scored, it was quite a roar.
Well, like I say, they won, so you had a great time. That always helps when you're hosting these trips. But it's whetted the Flames fans' appetite, obviously. I just wonder what you're not just alum, you're a fan. What's your expectation
Absolutely.
of this team, Patter? What do you see ahead?
Well, I think they're in a tight race right now. There's a lot of teams clumped in that for those wild card spots. I know the Flames have some decisions to make about the unrestricted free agents, whether you can sign them or whether you're going to have to trade them. So that will be something that will happen and play out. But I think what we've all been impressed with is the play of the young players and giving them a chance. And when you're a young player and you get a chance to play, you realize, hey, this is a great opportunity. But two, if you don't make it and you get sent down again, you understand what it takes to play at that next level. Sometimes you can be a great player at the AHL level, but you just can't make that step and assume that role in the NHL of what you were playing. Maybe you have to play a different role. So you've got to figure that out. You've got to figure out, hey, maybe I'm a goal scorer in the AHL, but when I come up to the NHL, I might be a third, fourth line guy, and I got to be a productive third, fourth line guy. I can't be a liability. So it's figuring out all those things that I think is really positive for the Flames. I think, last year we just didn't see that. Last few years we didn't see the guys coming up and down, which that was the whole aspect of having your team, your farm team right in the same building, is you get an opportunity to move these guys up and down, which I think they've done a great job this year. And we've seen some great surprises. I mean, Pospisil, Zari, the list goes on of the guys that have come up that have played very well that you go, hey, I see a strong future and strong potential in these players.
I got to ask you this. I assume you follow the Sabres really closely. The only other Sabres alum I chat with is Barney, and he's a little biased against the Sabres for his own reasons. But we can all agree they're a disappointment. We didn't, I don't think, see this coming. What's your take on the Buffalo Sabres this year?
Well, I think a couple of guys had career years last year, and then sometimes it's tough to follow up those career years, and especially if you get a little bit of injury involved. But yeah, I'm with Barney on that. We're both former Sabres, and you want to see them doing better, but it's just not clicking for them. And sometimes when it doesn't, there are things that happen that a way that maybe we're not aware of. But I would say that. When you look at Thompson and his injury, I think that's a big factor in it. And the year he had last year was spectacular.
Well, I hope that they pull it out. They do, because I thought they were going in the right direction under Kevin Adams. But I will bid you adieu. I'll say, as Don Cherry said, the most underrated player in the National Hockey League, Colin Patterson. Patter, all the best in 2024 getting into the playoffs, and we'll see you when we see you. I know for a fact I'll see you this spring or summer.
You betcha. And try and stay warm, Rod. I know it's tough down there, but yeah.
I had to put socks on yesterday, Patter. Pray for me.
Oh, my gosh. What a day. What a day that was.
Colin Patterson, Flames and Sabres alum, and also a chair or a board member of the Breaking Free Foundation, the nonprofit organization which provides free counseling for trauma victims.